to another vlog. I am so happy to be vlogging again. I feel like this is going to be a very springy vlog, and I am so happy that spring is here. Spring is my favorite season. I love the flowers. I grew up on a farm, so I love like the baby farm animals. It just really feels like a season of rebirth, and as someone who every year questions if she has seasonal depression and then feels like a brand new person when the sun shines and it's like 60 degrees outside, spring just feels like the best rebirth and renewal, and I feel so much motivation. I always set goals and intentions at the beginning of the year, but I feel like I never fully Clemmy's gonna move the tripod because she wants to play, but if we're sitting on the floor, she thinks it's time to play. But I don't really act on those intentions until like March, April, because I just think spring is the season of change and flourishing, and I love it. I love it so much. But I have a few things planned in this vlog. I want it to be, again, a very springy vlog. And for this vlog, I want to read The Secret Garden, and I'll get my copy because it's right here. This is my copy. I read The Secret Garden as a little girl, and I vividly remember the story so well. I may have read it perhaps maybe middle school, early middle school. I know for sure I never read it in high school, and I've never picked it up since, but I still remember the story so well. It stuck out to me, and I wanted to have the most beautiful copy that I could find, so I found this painted edition from Harper Muse. Let me try to like show you. I definitely think I succeeded in getting the most beautiful edition that there was. I love the feel of this book. I love the size of it. I love the texture of the painting. I love the little quote on the back. I will definitely collect all of these painted editions because they are just stunning and I love them. But so I do think I succeeded in finding a beautiful copy. I'm so excited to reread this book. I love reading children's literature, especially children's classics, so much. So I just feel like it's really going to be a good experience. And I can't wait. When Taylor Swift released the Tortured Poets Department last year, and the song I Hate It Here came out, and it talked about escaping into like different worlds and secret gardens and just being disenchanted with the world and having to focus on that inner self. That song it just meant a lot to me, and in it she talks about being like a precocious child. I was definitely that, and I just loved the references to The Secret Garden, and I feel like since that song came out, I had just been itching to reread it so bad, but I wanted to wait until spring, so I'm so excited to finally get to reread it. I have a puzzle that I want to do at some point this week. My friend picked this puzzle up for me for Christmas, but it's little like seed packets, and I just feel like it's very springy, and I cannot wait to do this. I am so excited. I haven't done a puzzle in a really long time, I think since like fall, so I really can't wait to do this. I'll probably do this on Friday because I don't work too much on Friday. And then I would like to bake something. I saw this idea on TikTok, and I'll put the screenshot in the creator. I don't know if they came up with the idea or not, but that's where I got the idea from, so I will give credit where credit is due. But I thought that those little brownies looked so cute, and I have the M&Ms, but I don't have any brownie mix, and my heart really wants to make brownies from scratch, but I hate baking. I hate cooking. It is just not really my cup of tea. I just don't like it. So I don't think I will stray away from the box, but we have some bananas that are going bad, and I've also never made banana bread, and that is something that I really want to make. So I think that I'll make banana bread instead this time. and then save the brownies for my next vlog, because after I finish this vlog, I want to vlog like my reading experience of Abby Jimenez's new book. So we will see. But anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. I do have to log back into work. It's pretty early. I think when we're getting to the end of the school year, I've had a lot of kind of cancellations with kiddos where they like have field trips or like testing and like different things like that. So I have a few more gaps in my schedule than normal. So I ended up having my morning open up a little bit more. So that's why I get to kind of do this a little bit earlier than I anticipated, which is good. I also have to clean the house. I cleaned it on Sunday, but I didn't really I kind of spot cleaned it. So I need to do a little bit of a deeper clean, especially like in the bathroom and stuff like that, and mop some of the things that I missed. So I need to do that today. And then because the sun is shining, I need to film a couple like sit down YouTube videos. I haven't filmed my March wrap up, which I think I'm going to do right after this, so that should already be uploaded when you're watching this one. And then I wanted to do a spring like reading recommendations video, which also I think will be up before this one is. I don't know for sure, but anyway, I also wanted to give you a very quick reading update. I know I've been blabbing a lot, but here we go. So we're starting The Secret Garden, and then I'm still working through Middlemarch. I'm approaching halfway. I'm not quite there yet. I think I haven't picked it up in probably a solid week, I would say. Toward the end of March, I just kind of stopped picking it up because I was like, I'm not going to finish Middlemarch in March. So it kind of, made it easier to not pick it up as much. I wasn't as motivated. And it is very slow paced. It's very good, but very slow paced. And then after that, I had gotten my copy of John Green's Everything is Tuberculosis, and it was the only thing that I really wanted to read. So I finished that, and now I'm kind of back on Middlemarch again, just kind of reading it in slow moments before bed. Nothing too much. I would really, really, really like to finish it in April. It's not looking like I'm going to though. But we'll see. I'm still really enjoying it though, and I still recommend it if you're interested in it. And then with work, if my students are still on schedule, like this morning, their sessions were canceled, so I didn't have to go. But there are a lot of times where I threw it, go get it. They don't show up, or they'll show up like 15 minutes late. I've had kids that show up with 5 minutes left before, and I still have to be there whether they are there or not. And it's the perfect time to read, because you can't really get into too much. But I like to read books that are very low stakes in those moments, because like I said, you never know when they're going to come in. They can come in with 5 minutes, and you have to, I have to do my job when they come. And so I like to read books that are very low stakes. I like to read kind of nonfiction, or just kind of like Elsie Silver, cute little romance, just books that I know if I put it down, if I have to stop in the middle of a chapter, it's going to be okay. So I haven't started this yet, but this was on my spring TBR, and it is the Trapp Family Singers by Maria Augusta Trapp, so the actual Maria. I'm really excited for this one, and I just kind of feel like, again, it'll kind of be that nice book that, if need be, I can just set it down if a kid comes on mid-chapter or whatever, but it'll still, obviously it's still a book that I want to read. So I might end up starting this one today. I don't know, but I'll keep you updated on it as well. And then I went to watch The Sound of Music after I finish. But anyway, I think that I'm going to take Clementine out for a little quick walk. I'm going to film those YouTube videos while the sun is out. I think it's supposed to rain more toward the end of the week, so we need to get that done because the light from these windows is all I have. And then if I have time, we will start The Secret Garden, and I'm very, very excited. So I will check in with you guys in a little bit. Hi, Clemmy. Hi. that episode of Schitt's Creek. Hello friends, and happy Friday. I guess it's time for a little bit of an update on this vlog. Wednesday, I ended up being a lot busier of a work day than I expected. So kind of that gap that I thought I was going to, my hair's driving me crazy. That gap that I thought that I was going to start the secret garden and make banana bread in didn't exist. I ended up working, which is good. I had some sub sessions, and I had really good sub sessions. And sometimes when I have sub sessions with kiddos that I feel like I click really well with, I'm always just like, your tutor is so lucky to get to work with you every day. So we had some really good sub sessions, and it was a really good Wednesday. After work, I took Clementine for her longer walk, and it was just a really nice spring walk, and I think Clementine really enjoyed it as well. And then we came home and made banana bread, which is so good. I will link the recipe down below. So I made it Wednesday night. It's Friday, and it is still so moist, and it is just honestly so soft and good. I absolutely love it. So we have some other bananas that are about to go bad, and I think that I will make more banana bread probably next week. It's really, really good. During the process of making banana bread, I got to a point where I was like, this is why I hate baking, because I had literally everything was dirty. I'd forgotten to melt the butter. There was flour and sugar all over the counter. It was just awful, but I'm really happy with how the product turned out. So we'll be trying it again. I might come to enjoy baking as a hobby at some point, and we're just going to keep forcing it upon myself until then. I haven't really gotten to read. I've read a couple of chapters of Middlemarch before bed. The past couple nights, I've not started the Trapp Family Singers yet. But I have started The Secret Garden. I read it for a little bit after work. This morning I am not too far in. I'm about 50 pages, and there looks to be about 280, give or take. This book is nothing like what I remember it. We're starting to get to kind of how I remember it as a child. Mary is a little bit of a brat. She is very precocious, but she's also very bratty at the same time. Like, she's not just adult-like and kind of odd. She's kind of a brat and very spoiled. There's also a little bit of like colonialism in there with like England and India. I don't remember that. I think it's weird. I kind of noticed that when I read the first few books in the Little House series, that like the distrust and hatred toward like Native peoples, that was kind of evident in the books. But yeah, it's weird. You notice those things as an adult that completely just went over your head as a child. But I am enjoying it. And like I said, we're kind of getting to the parts that I remember. I think she's about to discover the garden, and the companionship with some of the staff at the manor she's at has been really sweet. But I think I'm going to get ready to start my puzzle here in a little bit, and I'll probably either listen to an audiobook or maybe a podcast or something like that and work on it. And then I don't know what I'll do after that. I'll probably either read more of The Secret Garden, or I will start the miniseries of Mansfield Park. No. The miniseries of Middlemarch. I've been talking to a girl on Instagram. We've been talking about the new Jane Austen adaptation, where they announced some of the cast for Pride and Prejudice. We do not want or need another Pride and Prejudice adaptation. The miniseries is perfection in how it stays loyal to the book, and the 2005 film is perfection in every other way. It is amazing, and I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I was pretty determined not to show any interest or care at all about this new Netflix adaptation. I didn't watch the Persuasion adaptation because the trailer gave me the ick, and Persuasion is probably my favorite Jane Austen movie book, and I was very, very excited for it to have an adaptation, and I wanted it to have a very Emma 2020-esque, Pride and Prejudice 2005-esque kind of vibe to it. It may have, I don't know. I don't ever plan on watching it, though, because of the language and mannerisms and things like that. But anyway, I've been talking to a couple girls on Instagram, and I was talking to, I'll put her handle on the screen. I think it's like Elizabeth Bennett, but weirder. So I've been talking to her, and we've been talking about like all the different Jane Austen adaptations, and it's been nice. But anywho, yeah, I might start the Middlemarch miniseries. I think it's from the 90s. It has Rufus something. I know his last name starts with an S. He's in a lot of like period dramas. And I feel like I've seen or I've read enough of the book to where the miniseries might not spoil it. So if I watch an episode or two, that might be nice. But anyway, I feel like I've blabbed on enough. We're going to start our puzzle, and then we'll read or watch Middlemarch and see where the rest of the day takes us. After that, I need to give Clementine a bath too, because a like local business in our town is having a Easter egg hunt for dogs tomorrow. And they're going to hide eggs with treats in them. I don't really know how it's going to go. And it's very dark and rainy today, so I don't know if they'll cancel it. I don't know what will happen. but we'll see. Especially if it's dark and rainy and muddy, there probably isn't like a good reason to give her a bath, but I feel like her hair is getting a little like, she's looking at me like, Mom, no, I'm fine. I don't need that bath. So we'll see. But she hasn't had one in a few weeks, so it's time, unfortunately, for her. But anywho, I'm gonna start my puzzle and I will catch up with you guys later. Hello and happy Saturday. Jeremy's taking a shower, so I hope that it's not too much noise in the background. But we've had a really good, slow kind of morning. I woke up and read a little bit more of The Secret Garden and then got up and we went out and ran some errands. We always get like meat from this local like farm shop, I guess you could say. So we got some meat and flour from there, and we got coffee and just went on a drive, and we went to a local bakery and got some breakfast. My grandfather's birthday was yesterday, and we're going home to my like family to celebrate Easter tomorrow, so I got those so I can give them to him for his birthday. This was a nice morning, and then we're going to get ready to take Clementine for a quick little walk, that way she can potty, and we're going to take her for her egg hunt, which I'm really excited. It's actually ended up being a pretty day, but it's a little bit cold. I am a little bit farther into The Secret Garden. I'm about right here. I'm about 100 pages in. It's starting to feel much more like The Secret Garden that I remember as a little girl. And it just feels magical and whimsical and almost healing to read. So far, I feel like if you do yoga with Adrienne, when she like tells you to really make sure you're lifting your sternum up to your thumbs, and you just feel like this opening and stretch and just welcoming and this just wonderful, like almost invigorating feeling, that's what I'm getting so far. Reading The Secret Garden, it's been wonderful. So after Clemmy's egg hunt, we'll probably come home. I'll probably read some more and work on my puzzle. My puzzle is a lot harder than I anticipated. I always am shocked at the size of the puzzles that I do. I typically do anywhere from 500 to 1,000. And when I was starting to put the seed packets together, in my head, they were going to be like, I don't know, like this big maybe? Like they weren't going to be that big. But they are like a really good size, and there's like 5 or 6 across and like 3 down, so it's going to be a huge puzzle. And I'm always so shocked. I never expect puzzles to be the size that they are. So I was just completely shocked at how big that they ended up being. But it should be a really cozy, fun little Saturday. But I just wanted to pop in and say hi and give you guys a little update on how the day's going. And anywho, I will catch up with you later or tomorrow. We had a very good weekend. I think Clementine had so much fun at the egg hunt. It was so cute because she knew that there were treats in the eggs, so when we would find one with her, she just wanted to like play with it and try to get the treat out. But there were so many dogs there, and there were so many corgis there. Corgis are so cute. I'm not kidding, there were probably like 10 corgis, and then I don't know, there were just so many other sweet dogs. It was just a really beautiful event, especially if you love animals. And like I said, I think Clementine really had a lot of fun, and I think it was just like very enriching for her. I would say that she's a pretty well socialized dog. Like, we take her on walks every day. She goes to my mom and dad's a lot, and they have a dog. So she interacts with her. But I think in comparison to dogs that maybe do like doggy daycare and that kind of thing, I think it can be like a little overwhelming for her to see that many other dogs. But she did really well. And she found a golden egg. So she got a little flower cookie, and it was so cute. We haven't given it to her yet. But when we were standing in line for the Easter Bunny, there was this big old fluffy dog. I mean, it's just huge. And her name was Annie. And she just laid her head against like my upper thigh and just like rested her head against me and just let me pet her the whole time while we were in line to get pictures with the Easter Bunny. It was so sweet. Oh, it really just filled my heart. And then we came home on Saturday and just had a cozy evening. We didn't really do anything. In particular, I just read and worked on my puzzle. And then yesterday we had Easter with my family. So it was a really good day. I'm a very like family oriented person, so those kinds of days and things like that, they just really like fill my heart up. I'm back to work today, and I feel really dehydrated today. I have some liquid IV packets, so I'm gonna finish up what little bit of water I have left in here. I don't have that much left. I'm gonna try to drink it, and if I'm not feeling better, I'm probably gonna drink one of those and see if they can help me. I do a really good job of drinking like plenty of water and fluid during the work week, because like my water and more than likely like a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, you know, I always have like multiple beverages with me on my desk. But especially on the weekends, and if we have a more active weekend, I'm really bad about slacking off on like my fluid intake. So I think that's my problem, is we just had a busier weekend. So hopefully we'll start feeling better, but I feel just very dehydrated and very a little bit more lethargic than normal, especially for a Monday. So hopefully I'll start feeling better. But I want to try to wrap up this vlog today. I want to finish the secret garden because tomorrow is an insanely busy work day. I was looking at my work schedule, and the way I have my session scheduled, I didn't even schedule myself time for lunch. So, which is totally like my fault. They don't schedule them for them. Like, we have our regular kids and then we sign up for extras if they're available. So it was 100% my fault. But so I'll probably just make sure I have like fruit cut up and like just things like that I can kind of snack on while I work with the kids. But yeah, 100% my fault. But it's just going to be a really busy day. And then I really want to start the Abby Jimenez vlog soon. I actually have the book in. I shipped it to my mom's. So when I pre-ordered her book and then a few other books, I shipped them to my parents' house because I pre-ordered them in the fall when they were announced. And at the time, we thought we were going to be moving to a different rental. We are very close to building our house. And I'm hoping that the tariffs don't ruin our dreams, because we're so close. But we had thought about looking for a different place to rent, and we had priced a few, and we just couldn't find one that wasn't going to really break the bank to where it could potentially hurt like the money we've been putting back forth for savings and things like that for the house. So we decided to stay here. But since I didn't know if we were going to be here or not, when I pre-ordered things, I sent them to my parents. And I was there on Sunday, and I opened the book up, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I left it there. So, I think I'm going to go back to my mom's on Friday, so I'll get it then. I'll probably start that vlog like over the weekend. But anywho, we're not there yet. We're still here. And I wanted to give you a reading update on The Secret Garden. I have about 100 pages left. The gold is really catching the sunlight. But I have about 100 pages left, so I definitely feel like I can finish it. They are bringing that garden back to life, and it is just beautiful and wonderful and very healing to the children, and I'm enjoying it very much. So like I said, hopefully I have a little bit of a break. I can knock this out or get really close to it. That way we can wrap up this vlog. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. Hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome to me and my dead tulips. I want to go ahead and wrap up this vlog. I finished The Secret Garden last night. I honestly could have finished it a little bit earlier in the day, but I did take a wee little nap. I just felt so icky and lethargic yesterday. I do feel much better today. I had, like I said, I drank a liquid IV. I chugged my water bottle. I just really feel a lot more hydrated, and I haven't had any coffee or anything yet this morning just because I wanted to make sure I had plenty of like water and like good fluids in my body first. But we finished The Secret Garden. It was so sweet, and I wish I could talk about it more, but I kind of feel that it could be spoiling if you haven't read it, or if like you don't remember it, or if like me you know, you want to reread it and you don't remember a lot of details. But I wish I could talk about it more in detail, because there are a few things that I would really love to discuss with someone. But I really did enjoy it. I just think it's such a beautiful story, and the concept of gardens and flowers and how they can be so healing, and how that is, you know, just a metaphor for our inner selves and what we go through. I said at the beginning of the vlog that I am coming out of a season of depression and anxiety and just, you know, seasonal affective disorder. And the past few weeks I have felt like a brand new person. And again, I think that is I just think that's so symbolic, and this read really fits, you know, kind of how I opened up this vlog. And I love when things like that happen. I think that it's just a beautiful thing. But I need to feed myself. I need to get some breakfast because like I said yesterday, I have an insanely busy work day. Oh, but before I leave you, I did get to start the Sound of Music book yesterday. My last student didn't show up, so I started it, and it is so good. I'm only about like 13, 14 pages in. I haven't even finished the first chapter, but like the first paragraph in the preface, I was instantly hooked. I was like, Maria, you have hooked me. I cannot wait to read your story and just hear about your life. It is very fitting. I think personality wise, Maria is very fitting with Julie Andrews and like the Disney film, but I can already tell, like, just not even a full chapter in, that Disney definitely took a lot of liberties with the story. But I think Disney did it. Or maybe I'm just saying that because it's on Disney Plus. Whoever made the film, I guess. But anywho, it's really good, and I can't wait to hopefully talk more about that in my next vlog or at the end of the month during my monthly wrap-up. But anyway, like I said, I have an insanely busy work day that I put on myself, so I need to have some breakfast. I probably will go ahead and get my coffee and get my day started, but I just wanted to come on here and close off this vlog. Thank you so much for spending the past few days with me. It just means the world to me that you watch my videos and that you, I don't know, just enjoy seeing snippets of my life. And I love it. Dogs are barking, so I'm afraid Clementine's gonna start going crazy. Let's see. But anyway, I won't get too sappy just because it's about to get really crazy in here. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.